friends, and welcome back to my channel. I have a fun video today. It's one that I love. These are some of my favorite kind of videos, is seeing what you can get for different prices in different areas. And if you guys watch my channel regularly, you know we've been in this beautiful apartment that I love, and I honestly think it's the best place to be, but we really want to buy a house pretty soon. Our lease is up in July. Ideally, we would like to buy then, but we don't really know because of what I'm gonna show you guys. You can see things are kind of expensive right now, even in Texas. I always see those memes that are like what you can get in California versus what you can get in Texas, which I do think it's relatively more affordable here compared to other places, but a lot of people have been moving here, and so the prices have gone up, specifically in Dallas. So for this video, I'm showing you guys 5 different houses that we toured, different open houses. We weren't actually looking to buy right now, but we kind of wanted to see where the market was at, specifically in Dallas itself. So I will kind of share the neighborhoods that we looked at, but these were open houses. These weren't appointments we set up because obviously we don't want to waste anyone's time, since we were just kind of getting a feel and not seriously looking. Basically, kind of the base price is around $400,000 for a house here. And so most of these houses are in the $400,000 to $500,000 range. Honestly, mostly the $500,000 range because it's expensive, and you will see if you want to live in the city, you don't get as much for your money. I might do another one of these in a different neighborhood in Dallas, maybe Frisco, maybe just like the North Dallas area, or even into Tarrant County, which is like West Fort Worth area. I think that would also be good. So let me know if you want to see that. And of course, when we're actually going to buy a house, I will definitely be doing a lot of videos on that. But I just think these are fun. I think it's fun to see. So let me know if you enjoy these kind of videos. I love real estate videos. I think they're very entertaining. And feel free to subscribe if you want to watch more of these. So this was the first house that we looked at. This was in the Wilshire Heights area. So it's kind of towards Lower Greenville, east of the expressway in Dallas. And this was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, about 1,100 square feet. And it was listed for $499,000. So obviously that's just the list price. It's not what it's gonna go for. And when you walk in, there was this beautiful fireplace, which I love, kind of older vintage feels, super bright. Honestly, like, this living room is my ideal living room. I do love the kind of more traditional look. I thought it was pretty. It had this open hallway area. I guess you would probably put a kitchen table here. It's kind of a dining space. I also loved how it had that arch walkthrough. I love arches in houses. I think they're so beautiful. And then you go out into the bedroom right next to it. I'm pretty sure this is the kind of main bedroom, but it's probably the same size as the other one. I think they were pretty comparable. Again, just kind of like the older feel I love. But when you actually get into the bedrooms, it was just really old. The trim definitely needed to be redone. We asked the realtor, and she said this was kind of a half flip. So I think they started flipping the kitchen and then just stopped because the market was on fire and they just thought they could make some money right now. So the bathroom was definitely more dated. It wasn't updated, but again, it's hard because you like those kind of older vintage feelings about homes, but then practically you do want a nice stove, you want some appliances that work well. And so I love the lighting in this house though. I thought it was really beautiful, but again, pretty tight. It's just a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. The backyard was super cute, but it didn't have any grass. You would have to just have the landscaping that it had. It had like a shed in the backyard, which was nice, but no covered garage or anything. It was just a garage in the driveway. And obviously with Cash, our dog now, we definitely want somewhere that has a decent amount of grass, but it had the covered patio. Really cute. Definitely a cute area. And I love the outside of this house. It had a lot of curb appeal, a very beautiful house. In my opinion, a little bit overpriced for listing it at $500,000. This next one was in the same area. This one was also a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It was listed again for $499,000, and it was 1,200 square feet in the same area. So the outside of this was really cute with the red door, just a really cute setup again. They were actually looking to build something next to it though. I'm assuming another house, so it would probably be pretty noisy when they were doing that. The bathroom in this one was beautiful with the clawfoot tub. You could tell they put a lot of work into the bathroom. And then it had just a nice kind of average bedroom in there. The floors were really pretty in here, but again, it was just had some older elements that you could tell they flipped some parts of it, updated some parts, but they didn't update others. I liked the kind of workspace and the bigger bedroom. It had a closet. We didn't really look at a lot of the closet space in a lot of these, but The bedrooms are pretty big. I did film a little bit on the wide angle lens, so it's kind of hard when you do that because it always looks bigger than it actually is, but this was a pretty small place. The kitchen was nice. Like, I feel like you could do a lot with the kitchen. You could update the black countertops, make it really pretty. It had pretty updated appliances, and the backyard in this was just a solid backyard with a decent amount of grass space. Didn't have a pool or anything, but just a really solid house. This one I would say was probably my least favorite out of all the ones that we looked at, just because it was nice. It had a fireplace, which I like, but with it having the construction next to it. The next one is actually a townhome. So this one was listed at $575,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it was 2,000 square feet. So the reason why this one was a bit more expensive was obviously it's very updated. It was very modern, like a beautiful townhome, but the area, this one is actually, she called it Highland Park West, which, if you know, Highland Park is a very expensive neighborhood in Dallas, but I think it was more just west of the tollway. I don't think it was exactly Highland Park. It was on a beautiful street. It almost reminded me of when I lived in Brooklyn Heights. It was kind of a similar, kind of older, charming feel. But when you walked in, it had the most beautiful high ceilings. It was such an interesting layout where all the rooms kind of look towards the living room. Super high ceiling. The kitchen in this is like actually my dream kitchen. It was so beautiful with all the marble, a really nice kitchen space. And then the bedrooms were also both really big. So it had 2 bedrooms, one was on the higher floor. And then the bathrooms were still pretty large, I would say, for each one. The smaller bedroom definitely did have a smaller bathroom, but I'm not really into the modern look, so I think that's probably why this one wasn't my absolute favorite, but it's obviously a really nice townhome. If you were just living with one other person, I think this is a great option, but when you're kind of thinking of maybe this is the house that we're gonna start having kids in, it probably wouldn't be that practical with all the stairs. It doesn't really have a backyard. It just has that center kind of patio area, but such a beautiful townhome, obviously, if that was your style. So I would say that this house was probably my favorite that we looked at because I thought it was the most realistic in terms of a great place to have a family, very much just a neighborhood, and also a beautiful backyard. So this one was listed at $549,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it was 1,500 square feet. And this was in the area that, again, was west of the tollway, but it was Old Preston Hollow, I believe, which, again, Preston Hollow is a really expensive neighborhood in Dallas. Again, the kitchen in this house was so beautiful. This is probably my favorite kitchen. Just a very cozy but very bright kitchen. The lighting in here, I love how it had that big square window in the front too, just a really nice window. Definitely a lot that you could update too. So the bathroom with that blue tile in it, definitely a bit dated, but again, had a lot of space for a house that was 1,500 square feet. It felt bigger when you were in it. And the backyard with that pool was so beautiful. I loved how they had all their plants in it too. Just a really nice home that you could do so much with, and also would just be a great place to have a family in. I do think the blue paint on the house was kind of something that wasn't really appealing. I think that a lot of times people paint houses just brighter colors so they do look bigger, but I'm not a huge blue person, but that's something that you could change. The only downside about this one was there was an empty lot next to it that likely someone would be building a nice brand new house in, but that one was probably my favorite house we looked at. So this is the last one, and this one was probably my second least favorite house. This one is in the neighborhood Caruth Terrace, so it's kind of getting into Lakewood, but not quite. A really busy area, which is not really something I'm looking for. Even if you live in Dallas, I think that you could get something that wasn't quite this busy. It was listed at $575,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it was 1,500 square feet. And the outside of this house was beautiful. It definitely had a lot of curb appeal. I liked that it was white. It's just a very like visually appealing house to go into. A really nice front yard to it, and also a nice backyard. The only thing about the backyard was it didn't have a lot of privacy. It had a lower fence, so you wouldn't feel like you were completely like out on your own in the backyard. Some other people could look in. So it was definitely older. You'd have to update a lot, especially with all the closets that just had curtains on them. It had the pink bathroom. So it was just older, and the backsplash in the kitchen you could tell was just very retro. They had updated a few things. The cabinets you could tell were updated. Really nice appliances. But the house itself just, it didn't have that kind of cozy feel, but I think that's because everything was so dark. Again, I love the square window in the front. I thought that that was really beautiful when we walked in, and the backyard was huge. Even though it was a wide angle look on this one, it actually was that big. It had the garage, which was nice. I kind of forgot to mention the ones that had garages, but most of them did. I think it was just that one I showed that didn't have one, and the other one that was in a similar area with the red door. They made one of the rooms a workout room, which was nice. And so a cute house, but I think for that price, while it was a good street, just the busy area, and I don't know, it just didn't feel like it was my favorite thing. And I think when you're looking at houses, you kind of know, not that we were actually looking, but if we were, cash. So those are all the houses that we saw. I'm sure we're gonna keep doing this. If you like this video, if you like to see what things are going for, I think it's really interesting to see in different areas. Let me know if you would pay that price for any of these houses, if you think that they are overpriced, if you think that you would wait and not buy in a market like this. I just think it's interesting to hear what everyone thinks, because $500,000 is a lot of money, and we found ourselves looking at these like, Obviously, if you go out of the city, you can get a lot more for your money in Texas if you get more rural areas. I did like some of the options though. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.